Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bad Guitarist Podcast, episode number 52. My name is Andrew.
And my name is Guy.
And we are your weekly, somewhat news...
Podcast.
news podcast for guitars, guitar pedals, amplifiers, news about the industry, new releases. Occasionally we'll throw in some news about a guitarist or a band. But usually we focus on new releases from builders, big and small. And we got some today, not as many this week as we usually have.
Okay.
This week was the Fretboard Summit.
Okay.
That's where Mark from summer school was going to be.
I remember he was going to be teaching a class.
I saw some pictures and videos, and he also released his new pedal. Which, I forgot to load that one up. So I will get that one loaded. Let's start off with that one. Yeah.
That one is a really cool one. I was looking at it. I just think that it's really, really cool. I mean, everything he does is cool, but this one, it's dear to my heart. That one is really
right here
nice.
on the main page of their website right here. All right. So this one is on pre-order. This is the School Lunch Multi-Effect.
How cool is that?
Now, it is $499.99.
Okay.
But you do get 4 full effects in this thing. And it's laid out like a lunch tray.
I love that.
Your fuzz is your orange wedges. Distortion is broccoli. Delay is the cookie. You have a little milk carton up there by itself. And then in the top right is your boost.
Okay.
So, when pedalboard space is tight and you need all the essential effects, it's time for the School Lunch. The School Lunch is the first multi-effect from Summer School Electronics. It features variations on some of our most popular effects, hitting the must-have sounds for multiple genres: fuzz, distortion, delay, and boost. The fuzz is a 2-transistor fuzz using BC108 transistors. It features volume, fuzz, and bias controls. For best sounds, place the School Lunch first in your chain before any other pedals with buffers. This distortion is our Trash Panda circuit. It's a high-gain, all-purpose distortion that has volume, drive, and tone controls. Often described as a less muffy muff. It is more drive than fuzz. The delay circuit is a simplified version of the Snow Day delay. The mix control adjusts the volume of the repeats, delay controls the length of repeats, and repeat controls how long the delays will go for. The boost is a transistor boost based on the extra credit boost. One knob and simple to use to increase volume for solos and added gain stage. If you have a gig and you have to fly to, or you just don't want to bring out a whole board to the jam, the School Lunch will deliver amazing sounds in a small footprint.
Nice.
And it will run off a single 9-volt power supply. So yeah, it's open for pre-order right now.
As always, really creative.
Yeah.
I love that. With the meal, the cookie, the broccoli.
And it's very simplistic. It's going to be easy to dial in sounds with this thing. I do like that it has, multiple gain circuits in it, so distortion, fuzz, and of course the boost. I don't know what the chain is here, though. I don't know if the boost is last in the chain or perhaps first. But you do have that BC108 2-transistor fuzz. That's a tube. Sorry, I almost said tube screamer. That's a fuzz face essentially with a bias control.
Okay.
Which I had a pedal like that years ago. That was essentially a fuzz face style circuit with the bias control. It was the although they labeled it as tone, but it was really more of a bias. Was the Love Pedal Carl, the 3-knob version, and that thing was great. I think I ended up giving that to Connor at one point. I didn't even realize.
The pictures are really nice too. Does it come in a lunchbox?
I believe it. Mark sent me something about it.
That's really cool.
Let me double check the notes that he sent over, because this was a few days back. He actually sent it over to me the day before it came out. So,
that's
no, 2 days before it came out. Okay. Yeah, it comes in a metal lunchbox and pre-orders. Okay, yeah. So as of Thursday, the pre-orders open. I thought they said it came with a lunchbox, but yeah. So it is a full school lunch. So I think that's really cool.
How cool is that? Because it, just as the description says, like if you have a gig and you don't want to pack a bunch of stuff, you have your lunchbox literally ready to go. You can just pack the lunchbox and that's it.
Yeah, and it's not everybody wants to have a digital multi-effect.
True.
They want something simple. They want analog. The delay is digital probably. It's probably I think the Snow Day delay is a PT2399 based chip, so it's the only non-fully analog thing in that pedal probably. But yeah, really cool.
Nice.
So check it out, summerschoolelectronics.com.
It's on pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
We got a few pre-orders on here today.
Really?
Yeah.
What other pre-orders do you have?
This one actually, I think we missed this one from last week. It's the Lantern Manufacturing Verbena. Hope I'm saying that right.
Verbena is like the plant?
Yeah.
Oh.
But
bad
it is
memories with that.
reverb. Oh, is that the one that you had the allergic reaction to?
No, verbena is the one that they use in Colombia when you're misbehaving and your mom is like, I'm gonna slap you with the verbena.
Oh, okay.
Because it itches on the skin. I wonder what's the reason why they are using verbenas.
Yeah.
I wonder if it says why they choose the verbena of all. Go ahead and read
if you look at his other pedals that they have, they got the marigold, the meadowsweet, the sycamore, white oak, rowan. So yeah, no, it's on brand with what they do. So the first batch already sold out, so they're back on pre-order status for $300.
Okay.
It'll ship in 4 to 6 weeks. So the verbena is a stereo mono in, stereo out, dramatic reverb, capable of a vast range of reverberated effects from standard reverb, pitch shifted reverb, reverse, and even modulated reverb, all available in any combination of your choosing. The verbena uses found and forgotten technology from the 80s and early 90s, including DRAM, which is DRAMatic, reverb, to achieve all the aforementioned effects, glued together with standard logic-based architecture and requisite supporting filter topologies, alongside a dense modulation and feedback network. Whew, that's a lot to say. There's no programming in modern DSP involved in the operation of this pedal, yet it's still able to recreate many modern reverb tones and textures.
Okay.
Let's see. That's just some technical details about all the different power supply information.
But then it talks about the pre-delay and
yeah,
here's
your controls. Okay, so pre-delay is what sets the time before the reverberate effect is heard. From immediate up and around 30 seconds, the effect becoming more degraded as the pre-delay time comes to extended system clock is dragged out. Diffuse controls the duration of the reverberated effect, ranging from coarse flanger-like whispers to beyond slapback territory. Dwell controls the amount of feedback from the reverberated effect, essentially changing the size of the room and how long the dwells fill the space. Mix is the balance of dry to wet. Move is the control of the rate of the modulation network from no modulation, fully counterclockwise, to near ring mod style, all the way up. And then pitch controls the pitch of the portion of the feedback, allowing you to transpose your reverberated tone plus or minus 1 octave in 12 half-step semitones, 24 each of the semitones, plus a negative 1 octave found fully clockwise, and respectively a fifth found around 230 and 1030 on the dial. It does a lot. And then the second foot switch is a reverse foot switch, which will engage the reverse, depending on how you have the pre-delay control set. So, pretty neat. Everything they do is really cool.
But why did they choose a verbena?
I don't know. You can reach out and ask them.
I had to ask.
And I love the way that the lantern pedals look. That font that they use on the names of the pedals. And then the marigold sold out right now. The meadowsweet, when this one came out,
Sycamore, oh my god!
I remember when the meadowsweet came out. I really wanted this thing.
Really?
Yeah. And then I don't know. I guess I forgot about it or went with something else at the time. I think I ended up with the JHS 3 Series chorus just because it was cheaper. But really cool. So.
But look, verbena, sycamore,
yeah, the white oak, meadowsweet, like they're all on there. They're all flowers.
No, I'm just saying that verbena and sycamore are the ones that they use to slap you when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Those two. Bad memories I have with that. I don't know why that's a pedal. But okay.
I mean, that was a common thing, like when my parents were kids, that like if you were misbehaving. This has never happened to me in my life, but like my parents have told the stories about like when you're misbehaving, like they'd say, go get a switch. They'd make you go and break the branch off yourself that you'd bring to them, and they'd beat you with it. The closest I know from that, other than stories from older people, the Michael what was that? The Jacksons movie.
I don't
The mini
know.
series. It was like a mini series on TV, and there's a scene early on when they're kids, and the dad's like, "Michael, go get a Switch." And he's like, "I'm not gonna do it, Dad." And he's like, "Go get a Switch." And then I think he runs away from home for the day or something. I don't remember the movie very well, but like I just remember
Okay.
that scene where he's like, "Get a Switch."
Okay.
So those are releases. We do have a piece of sad news here.
What happened?
Josh Scott of JHS Pedals, he got into a pretty bad accident this past week.
You were talking to me about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, actually, this was last week.
Well,
but
yeah.
we missed this news at the time. Broken vertebrae, knee and shoulder damage, 29 stitches in his face. He had a pretty serious cycling accident, but I haven't seen exactly what happened.
Okay.
So yeah, this is a Guitar World article on it. I've been following his Instagram posts. He's been posting daily updates of like how he's recovering. He had surgery already.
Didn't he have a nose?
Yeah, his nose.
Or
something happened to his nose where he had to have it reconstructed. But yeah, broken vertebrae, knee and shoulder damage, facial injury that required 29 stitches and nasal reconstruction. But he's been posting, like every day is a different challenge. There'll be something that feels better, and then there'll be something else that feels significantly worse.
Dude, what's happening with like musicians and pedal people in cycling accidents? Wasn't one?
Yeah.
What's his
Juan
last
Alderete.
name? Yeah.
He was in a bad one.
Yeah.
That was the one that we talked about it not too long ago, that he's selling his stuff because he had cognitive damage after his accident.
That is so sad. And that was a cycling accident, wasn't it?
Yeah. And he was wearing a helmet. He just went over the handlebars and yeah. So I don't know exactly what happened with Josh. I don't know if he's actually said what happened with the accident. I'm sure at some point he'll address that to people because people probably want to know. But he did post that people were reaching out, and he put out an address for people to reach out to him. So he's been, while he's recovering, people are sending him books and stuff to read.
Nice.
Different fun, activities to do while he's recovering from that. Well, but yeah, it'll be a while before we see him on the JHS show again, which that sucks. It's right after they just did that big release last week.
Oh, that's true.
It happened 2 days, I believe, 2 days after the release of that pedal. And that just sucks. Some people don't recover from that kind of stuff. So
well, hopefully he recovers soon.
Yeah. I really don't have a lot of stuff for us today.
Okay.
Like I said, there wasn't a whole lot of new releases with Fretboard Summit this week. I think a lot of brands are preoccupied. In Germany right now, Henning Pauly has been hosting 42 Gear Street.
What's that?
It's a annual thing that he does where he hosts a bunch of brands, a bunch of content creators. They all get together on his property, and they do a bunch of content collaborations, releases and stuff. And they do a massive filming kind of thing where they all come together to collaborate. They talk about these new things, talk about what's going on in the industry, what the next steps are, and how they're gonna, just moving forward, just building connections with each other and stuff. So he invites big channels, small channels. 60 Cycle Hum, Ryan was there.
Nice.
Where Ryan got to leak some stuff, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But I've been seeing pictures and videos from that. So it seems like it's more of a week for brands to kind of take up a little break from actual releases. And I'm sure we're going to see some stuff coming up. Phil McKnight on his show, he mentioned all the videos he has coming out from his trip to the Court Factory and the PRS factory in Indonesia.
Oh.
So he mentioned here in the fourth quarter of the year, he knows of a lot of new releases coming out from brands. He just wasn't allowed to talk about what they are. So that'll be interesting too. I guess he said this is going to be, for some of these brands, like the biggest fourth quarter releases he's ever seen. So there's going to be stuff to look forward to as we get closer to the end of the year. I have no information. I have a few, connections here and there through doing this show, but it's nothing like the bigger channels get. I don't.
Sure.
I'm the last person to get the information before we give it to you guys.
But we give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a couple things like people have disclosed to me that we're not allowed to talk about here and there, but you know, friends of a friend, stuff like
someone that meets someone that meets someone
yeah.
else. Yeah.
But that's the benefit of networking with a lot of people in the industry, which is really cool. That's what I really like about the pedal industry is, and not even the whole guitar industry as a whole, but like the pedal industry. My school semester just started back up, and I'm taking a marketing class as part of my major. And it's funny because like the first week we had to, we do all the regular assignments, but there's like weekly discussion posts that we have to do. And I actually chose marketing in the guitar pedal industry as my topic for the first week, and how it's really cool that it's like, it is a very competitive industry.
It is.
Because it's a very niche market. There's only a limited amount of like original circuits out there. So everyone has to do their take on, let's say, a tube screamer, a rat, stuff like that, a big muff.
Yeah.
There are still brand new things that come out all the time that no one's ever heard or seen. But they're, again, just like a take on like a new way of doing reverb, a new way of doing delay, stuff like that. So there are new things coming out. But for the most part, it's an oversaturated market where there's a lot of competition. Everyone has to do these super coordinated releases. And the example I gave was this new JHS pedal that came out last week, the 424, that they built up hype leading up to the release, and they did the whole thing with the riddle, and they expanded on the riddle every couple of days. They posted like these weird, ominous things of like, ooh, here's the point of view if you're the pedal that's being built, stuff like that. And, they cross-platform, as with all the brands, they cross-platform through Facebook and Instagram and whatever, TikTok and YouTube. And leading up to that, they build all this hype where like there were so many people that they had already determined whatever this pedal is, I'm buying it.
Because it's JHS.
Because it's JHS, and they love the hype behind it, and they don't want like the fear of missing out, the FOMO stuff going on. And so the hype is what I think draws a lot of people, a lot of collectors, a lot of, musicians. And that's the customer base. It's collectors, hobbyists, and professional musicians, like there's the full spectrum of customers there, from somebody that's just starting out playing guitar to somebody that's been making millions of dollars on stage playing guitar. So it's really funny that like the way that these brands work these days, that they network, they make direct connections through social media with their customer base. And it does, like I said, it is a huge market. No, it's not a huge market. I'm sorry. It's an oversaturated market. But then these brands, through these collaborative releases with their retailers, through all the influencers that on, release day, JHS dropped their video. They had all the other, YouTube channels, all the big ones, drop all the videos on the same product. And then it's just, you're flooding the social media realm with nothing but photos and videos and clips of this pedal. And for a few days, that's all people are seeing in their feed. And, that's how they managed to sell thousands of that pedal within minutes. And they do that with every release. I think JHS has mastered the release thing. Like Keeley did that with the Manus when that came out. And the Zoma. And every major Keeley release does the same thing. Earthquaker Devices does it. So there's some brands that have really mastered how to do this. And, it works.
It does.
But it's a really strange market because it's one where they make direct connections with the fan base. They do live streams where, they can talk to you in the chat. You can talk back to them. They make it feel like, a JHS show especially, make you feel like you're in on it. Like they're just average Joes that fucking play and, hang out, and it's cool. But while it all is still this super competitive market of oversaturated products, all these brands do what other industries would never think to do, is they often come together. They're all friends. Like, all these pedal makers are all friends. Yeah. They all love each other. They all want to support each other and see each other succeed. And like what a brand like JHS has done is with his show, he doesn't just sell his own products. He sells other people's products because he's like, check out this pedal. I just want you guys to know this is cool. This is how it sounds. This is how I use it. And this is where you can get it. And then he causes pedals to sell out like crazy from other brands. And it's not because he, you know, he doesn't do his show to sell you his stuff. But what it does is it builds up his popularity in a way that, like, you see, oh, this is a genuinely cool dude that just loves what he does. He loves this part of the world, you know, this whole pedal industry and the history and all that. So by doing that, he gets to sell more pedals because he has more like authenticity to his whole brand. You know, his actions by doing those videos and stuff. So it's crazy that like that's the way that they market, and it works so well for them. But all these other brands, big and small, and I also mentioned this in my post that like in my discussion post for school, was like, this is a strange industry where you can be a world famous brand selling your stuff in stores in Japan, United States, UK, Mexico, all over. And you could be a one-man operation that works out of a garage, or you can be an international corporation like Boss, and you can be equally well known and taken equally seriously. And again, a lot of these companies, they're so close with each other. They're friends. They collaborate. So I don't know. I just think that's like something really cool that I appreciate about like the whole pedal industry as a whole. But you know, just I was thinking about that because the whole Josh Scott accident thing, that, you know, that dude really has helped change a lot of stuff in the digital age of guitar marketing. But speaking of that, speaking of everything,
okay,
I think everybody here probably remembers the JHS episode about the bad monkey from DOD, and or not DOD, but Digitech. Same brand.
Okay.
So hold on one second. Let me look at this. All right. So I mentioned 42 Gear Street was happening this week.
Yeah, and talk about that one.
When Josh Scott talked about the bad monkey, it was probably one of the most crazy hype things that like I don't think he even expected that like his words could have such an effect over the used market. So the bad monkey, and if maybe you're not familiar with this whole story, but like the bad monkey was like a $50 used pedal, discontinued in like 2013 or something, or 2018. You know, they haven't made it for several years. And then he did that episode on it where he's like, oh, you can get it to sound like a tube screamer, you can get it to sound like a clon, you can do all these different sounds with it. Who would have thought, from a $50 pedal? And then all of a sudden, people are selling them for like $300, $600, $1,000. And people were buying them because they had to have it after that video. And then the hype has died down. You can get them again for like $80, $90, whatever. But Brian Burke at 42 Gear Street met up with Digitech and DOD, and they let him leak that the DOD Batter Monkey is coming. So it's not built like the original Digitech version where it's in like Boss shaped enclosure. It's in the DOD style enclosure.
Okay.
I thought it was a joke because the way it looks, it's got a little monkey on there. I personally think this is an ugly pedal. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. Why do you think it's an ugly pedal?
I don't know. That color green, I think looked better in the old school enclosure. I loved the font of the yellow text that said Bad Monkey on the original. This one just looks like a DOD pedal to me. I don't know.
I don't know.
But it looks like you get probably the original controls. It looks like there might be like a dual concentric pot here on one of the knobs. And then there's a toggle switch that looks like it does like a scoop thing. There's no information on it yet. He was allowed to leak a little video clip of him saying, "Hey, we got this." So it looks like the controls that people have zoomed in on it. The phase switch says Troop, and then a clean blend of some sort. But that's all we know for now, with two controls labeled Mood and Barrel. So no idea. I really thought this was just a joke.
Okay.
So who knows? But it's cool to see Digitech and DOD coming back out with some new stuff after they shut down and got bought out by, I think Hosa owns them now, or Cortec. No, Cortec owns them now. So it's interesting to see that they're finally coming out with like newer stuff again, instead of just reissuing all the old products. So I don't know. There's no idea on the pricing on this or anything, or when it's going to come out. But there you go.
Okay, what else do you have?
You know, the news this week was so uneventful. We've got a case. We got a guitar case on this week.
Guitar case?
I think it's the first time we've ever done one of these.
We have never talked about guitar case. Why is that one important?
Mono cases.
Okay.
People love them because they're like really high-end soft cases.
Okay.
They released the M80 Classic Ultra gig bag.
Why is that different from any other guitar case out there?
According to this, it says it's the latest evolution of the company's sleek, iconic gig bag, now enhanced with smarter storage, effortless mobility, and tougher protection. Does it have wheels or something? At the core of the Classic Ultra is a patented free ride wheel. Oh my god!
Oh, it is. Wait, it has wheels? No, it doesn't.
At the core of this Classic Ultra is the patented free ride wheel system, allowing users to attach wheels for seamless transport when navigating airports, sidewalks, or venues. The system is especially impactful on dual models, lightening the load while moving two instruments at once. Storage has also been supercharged. A newly designed expandable front pocket offers more room for tools and gigging essentials, while built-in compartments help keep everything in place.
How do you attach the wheels to?
I don't know. Maybe there will be more pictures on here. For even more capacity, the Classic Ultra case is TIC ready and compatible with the Mono TIC 2.0 and TIC 2.3 accessory cases. You get headlock suspension, keep the headstock in place. It's waterproof. What else we got here? I was joking about the wheels, and it actually has wheels.
I just want to know, how do they attach the wheels?
Oh, the M80 Classic Ultra carries street prices of $359.99 for the guitar and bass version, and $459.99 for the dual guitar and bass configuration. We're gonna go to the website real quick.
Okay.
The Classic Ultra. That's what we're looking for. I want to see these wheels now.
What? It's such a boring thing to talk about.
I know,
cases,
but I've never seen a guitar case with wheels, and it sounds like a bad idea to me.
I'm genuinely curious about how do you attach the wheels to the case.
I don't even see anywhere. Oh, there you go.
Oh, wait, get back to the other picture. What? How do you get back to that picture?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure about those wheels.
It keeps your guitar like centimeters off the ground. I wouldn't trust it. I know mono cases are really heavy duty, and your guitar is safe in there, but I still wouldn't want to be rolling it, and then like you take a corner, you're banging into a pillar or something, and I don't know.
I know conveyance.
Yeah. Interesting concept, but like I don't travel like that to need a guitar on wheels.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Still boring concept, but I don't torch the wheels.
Yeah.
No.
Here's a new pedal.
Okay.
So O.C.E, original Chris Evans, has put out a new pedal. This is the Demon Core Fuzz and Boost.
Okay.
Looks cool. Got that hammered metal style enclosure.
It's not that expensive. It's $199.
Yeah, $199. 2-foot switches. One says prompt critical. The other says super critical. Your knobs are, what does that say? Blue flash and critical mass. And we're going to find out what those mean. The Demon Core is a heavy fuzz and boost fused together to decimate sonically. Named after the spear of subcritical plutonium used for testing at the Los Alamos after World War II. It is responsible for the deaths of physicist Harry Daghlian and Louis Slotin. The enclosure is wrapped in a shimmering powder coat and artwork that represents the blue flash seen when people are hit with the supercritical radiation burst. Supercritical switch starts the reaction of a heavy fuzz sound. The prompt control switch engages a boost that brings the state of rapid sonic energy increase. Note, the prompt critical boost will only work when the supercritical switch is on, so you can only boost once you're using the fuzz. So critical mass controls the output of the first stage fuzz. Blue flash controls the level of grit and saturation on the second stage. All O.C.E. pedals are built in Burbank, California with premium components and lead-free solder. Yeah, pretty cool. I think it looks cool. Oh, even that side angle right there. And what's that say there? Atomic series. Okay. And then there's a little shot of the inside, nice and organized, looks clean. Oh, what's it say there? So there's a little message on the inside. A sphere of subcritical plutonium was used at Los Alamos Laboratory for testing. It was responsible for the deaths of physicists. Okay, it just says, yeah. It was nicknamed the Demon Core. Oh, okay, that makes perfect sense now. Really cool.
Cool concept, though.
Yeah.
Their pedals are not that expensive.
No, they're very affordable. And they're high quality.
They're hammer heavy fuzz. That one is really cute.
I think he was doing one with like a wrench on there at one point too.
It actually has like a little hammer on it. It's really cute.
Yeah, I think he's probably discontinued some of them that he was doing in the past. Yeah. Oh, he still has the Calpton is GOG V2. Okay, that's still around.
Oh.
The hammer's been around for a while, I believe.
The hammer is check on it. Is it like a little hammer attached to the pedal?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Like I said, I think he had one that had a wrench on it at one point, unless that was a different builder. But yeah. And of course, he's got the Gentleman Boost and Fuzz, which is $219, which is a collaboration with the content creator Buddy Blues. Yeah, we talked about that one when it came out. Or no, it was when he reissued it. Maybe I think it was discontinued for a while. Or this was a V2. I don't know exactly. It's been a while since we talked about this one.
Yeah, but I recall talking about the Gentleman.
So we've talked about the O.C.E. release. We talked about Lantern manufacturing. We haven't got to that story yet. We're almost done, honestly. This is probably going to be a quick one for us.
So what else did you have?
There was a new Behringer pedal that came out last week, and I intentionally didn't even put it on the list. But if you want to talk about it, because it's just another one of those Moog copycat pedals.
Oh.
They're doing the whole lineup. I think they've done the phaser. They've done the high pass filter, the low pass filter, the ring modulator. Did I already say phaser? I think I'm waiting for the delay. That's the one I want to see.
Okay.
But yeah, it exists. It's the same price as the other ones. Or was it $199 or something?
Did we talk about the Ghost one?
No, and I think this is one that we might have missed from last week, or it came out early this week. This article is from August 18th, so I don't know.
Okay.
So we've covered this before that Cattle and Bread is reissuing a lot of their pedals under this like Ghost Edition thing.
What does that mean?
I think it's like a God, we covered this before and I've already forgot. I think it adds like a shimmer to the existing effect. So this one is the Spooky C. Sidman Ghost delay pedal, and I hope I'm saying that right. I've never known how to pronounce the name of this pedal. So let's see. So they open up their vault to unleash a haunting new version of the cult favorite digital delay. We're on GuitarBomb.com too. That's what I'm quoting here. So Cattle and Bread has opened its vault to unleash the haunting new version of the cult favorite digital delay. The C. Sidman. Am I saying that right? Does that look like that's?
I don't know how to pronounce
the C. Sidman Ghost. While the original pedal was rumored to be inhabited by a restless spirit, the latest incarnation confirms it has been possessed, re-emerging with a new ghost control and updated cuts and latch design that pushes its glitchy, stuttering character into even more sonic territory. It's unapologetically digital, leaning into the quirks of the early CD technology and recreating the random skips and stutters of a portable disc player. Unlike traditional analog voice delays, it prides itself on clean, unfiltered echo path with the ability to fracture those repeats into unpredictable glitch patterns. So the Ghost feature acts as a sample rate reducer across the entire effect. This lowers the fidelity, layering intense lo-fi aliasing on top of the already chaotic skipping behaviors. Okay, so yeah, that's what the Ghost feature does. So it just adds more of like a stuttery bit crush kind of thing over it.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. The price on this guy, $199 US, $199.99 US, and €199.
Okay.
Pretty cool. You can get it at Sweetwater. Nice. You can get it at Anderton's. Probably can get it directly from their website. Or maybe this is a Sweetwater exclusive. Let's look into that.
You say Sweetwater exclusive?
I thought it might be. Because they do a lot of Sweetwater exclusives.
Oh.
But usually it's like different colorways and stuff.
Oh, no. I see it on Raver. Oh, that's resell.
Used. I think that's already used. Somebody reselling it.
Jesus Christ.
It's actually on sale right now for $169.
The pedal.
You can get it for $169.99, not $199. So it's pretty cool.
That's nice.
It doesn't say Sweetwater exclusive, does it? No.
No.
Cool.
Okay. I saw that you have, I don't know, M80 Classic Ultra. They will talk about that.
That was the gig bag. Yeah.
Oh, that was the gig bag. Okay.
There's a really cool fuzz, but I kind of want to get to that last.
Oh, why?
I don't know. There is a big piece of news that I have not been able to get away from the last few days.
What is it?
It's been all over. I told you about this today.
Oh, that's a guy that died?
Yeah. So
yeah, you told me
Brent
about
Hinds, really well-known and respected metal guitarist. He was in Mastodon for a long time. He left the band earlier this year. He was killed in a motorcycle accident. I guess that proves musicians and bikes of any kind.
We talked about really that today earlier too, yeah.
So on Wednesday, August 20th, which I believe is the same day that Josh Scott had his accident, I could be wrong. Man. So, yeah, I guess he was going through an intersection. This is the story I heard, but I don't know if it'll confirm it in this article. It was that he was going through an intersection in Atlanta, and he had the right of way. He was going, and somebody was pulling a right turn off the street across from him. And so as he's going, just right turn right into his car, or into his motorcycle.
Okay.
And he died on site. Yeah. So
really sad.
A lot of people are doing their tributes to him. I gotta be honest, I've heard the band Mastodon. It's been years. I couldn't really tell you off the top of my head a Mastodon song. I know a lot of people are posting like, oh, it's my favorite song, it's my favorite album. I don't have a story. Usually when a musician dies, I'm like, oh man, I got a story for that. But I knew of him. That's about it. It really sucks because he did like leave the band earlier this year for other projects that he's working on. It seems like he left on good terms with the band.
That is just
It was
so
a mutual
sad.
decision at the very least for him to leave. But yeah, I don't know. I know he did like a lot of like he incorporated a lot of like country riffs and stuff into metal. But yeah, I don't have much else to say. I mean, it sucks to hear.
It is really sad.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, he had various side projects going on at the same time. He was doing like psychobilly surf music in one band. So yeah, I don't know, I've been seeing a lot of videos popping up of him playing like small shows with his other bands and stuff, and he sounds good. He's a good player.
Well,
so, really sad.
What was the last thing that you had?
All right, so this one's really cool. This is the Crossover Fuzz from Death by Audio.
Okay.
This is $320. You can get it in this cool green, like army green and black. Or you can go on to Reverb if it's not sold out already. Actually, let's confirm, because let's not give people incorrect information.
Okay.
So there is a Reverb exclusive colorway. I don't think it's as cool personally, but...
Oh.
It's limited edition white with like a lighter green, almost yellow. Looks like it's in stock, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Same price, right?
Well, River one is $320.
Yeah,
it's the same price.
So this is really cool because it is a stereo fuzz.
So what does that do?
So I don't have the fullest understanding of this, but it seems like from the videos I've seen, it splits the highs and lows to separate outputs. So you can run into a guitar amp and a bass amp, or you can run into two guitar amps, whatever. But you'll have like the higher frequency set to one, lower frequency set to the other, and you're playing in stereo, almost as if you have guitar and bass going at the same time. Without it, it's not an octave pedal. I don't want to confuse anybody, but the description here says the Crossover Fuzz is a screaming, swirling filter fuzz monster. It takes your signal, slices it into high and low frequencies, and then absolutely wrecks each band with Death by Audio's signature fuzz. Like a crossover circuit on a rampage, it gives you independent controls over each half of your sound, both the highs and lows, letting you shape, destroy, and reimagine your tone like never before. Now, the reverb version is limited to just 150 units.
Oh.
This goes through some of the controls and stuff. Let's see. All right. So the frequency control is the frequency of the low pass and high pass filters. Low pass ranges from 30 hertz to 7.6 hertz or kilohertz, and the high pass ranges from 80 hertz to 170 or 17 kilohertz. I can't talk. So resonance is the resonance of the filters, ranges from smooth to hyper focus to nasty oscillation. Gain is the amount of stage going at each filter, ranges from clean to overdrive to towering fuzz. And then volume is the output of each filter. There is a expression control, which they recommend that you purchase their light switch as well. Oh no, there's a light switch on the inside. Sorry.
Yeah.
Which changes the colors of the LEDs in it. So high pass, yellow, low pass. No, I said that backwards. Low pass is yellow, high pass is cyan and cyberlight. Low pass equals red, high pass equals blue. So you have to watch a video on that to see what these lights do as you're turning the knobs and stuff. But essentially, you can turn this into a glitchy synth fuzz. I think it's really cool that you can split the two separately, send them to different outputs, two different inputs on your interface, whatever. But the highs and lows, once they're split, there is independent volume and gain controls for each. So really cool. Like I said, with the expression control, they recommend that you purchase the photo modulator. So it's like an LDR. It's a photosensitive light.
What for?
Resistor. Sorry, it's a light resistor that you can plug this into. It's a little right angle cable. You plug that into the expression control, and you can put this into any pedal with an expression control. And the LDR on the top, how close you get to the resistor. It's sensitive to light, so it affects the frequencies, whether you're blocking the light or you have it fully exposed. I've had pedals like that. The ADD pedals, the lag that I had a while back.
I don't remember.
There was an LDR mode where you can affect the delay time. Or no, I don't know. It might have been the repeats or something. So really cool. But that would run you an extra $39 for that.
Well, $320 plus.
Yeah.
If you do get what they are recommending you to
get. You could use any expression
$39.
control for that. Doesn't have to be that one. But it's really interesting, and it does have low and high inputs as well. So you could, some people do have stereo guitars. I know there's like a PRS model that has two outputs. If you have like the Jerry Garcia style wiring on your guitar with the two outputs, you could totally do something crazy with this. But as with any Death by Audio pedal, they're all crazy. So it's really cool. I would say check out some demos on this thing. The Andy Martin demo from Andy Demos, it's probably the best one out there.
Andy.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't think we have a whole lot else to talk about this week. As far as news, the pedals that I didn't tell you guys that I had ordered finally came in.
Oh, that's true.
But I didn't tell you what they were because I was going to hold on until this week to tell you. It's nothing fancy. It's the Keeley Manus in black and the Zoma in black. So now my board could potentially be all Keeley pedals that are all black. And they hooked me up with some knobs. I wanted to get some black knobs for the Manus, so they helped me get those. Because the black version it's the Trey Anastasio edition. They call it the PGH, which is the Pittsburgh show that he needed the pedal for when they put it out. So he was the first one to have the Manus, Trey Anastasio. So they sent him 2 of them for his acoustic board. I'm probably messing up the story, but so that was a special edition they put out when they dropped the main, silver and gold versions. Now they have the purple one as well. But I wanted the black, but I wanted black knobs for it because the stock knobs are red.
Okay.
So I think it looks good on my board. I'm not going to bother trying to disassemble it right now to show you guys, but there'll be a video for it at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Zoma.
You have talked a lot about this.
I've wanted the Zoma since before it came out. The first time that Robert Keeley posted a video on Facebook about it, I was like, ooh, like he did a little live stream, like check out this new pedal we're about to put out. Like,
and you guys don't have to hear him talking a lot about the Zoma, but I know he has been talking a lot about the Zoma.
Well, the thing I was worried about with it was the same issues I was worried about with the Octosi when I got that, was like the dual functionality, because there have been other pedals from other brands like Electro Harmonics with the Mod 11, where you have the dual functionality with the knobs, and the Walrus, what was it, the R1 reverb. I had a lot of the version 1. I had trouble with that. Just trying to remember on the fly what to do. This is very simple. The hidden controls in this are very simple. You just hold down a foot switch and turn a knob, and that affects, one parameter. So it's really easy on the Zoma. I think the sounds are built in are really good. Yeah. I don't think it's for everybody that the reverb and tremolo are preset to, like, you have to have the sine wave tremolo with the spring reverb, and then the other 2 tremolo algorithms are set with a plate reverb. But it works. I don't see any reason to change that with anything else. But if I wanted to, I still have the Caverns on my board, and that has 3 different reverb modes. So if I wanted spring reverb with the harmonic trem, I can do that by pairing those 2 pedals. Yeah, so I don't know. I've got no complaints. I have a modulator reverb on the Caverns as well, so I can do modulator reverb along with the trem on the Zoma. Because there's a tremolo built into the Caverns, but it's a single knob. It's just a rate control. And it's either you go from completely off to, like, it's almost too much. So, whatever. It's good to have options.
You have plenty of those. Yeah. That's true.
My only complaint is that, like, I wish Keeley had like a lo-fi modulation of some kind. Sorry, bent down. Like if they had something in the realm of like the ZVEX Instant Lo-Fi Junkie, where it was like a lo-fi, really warped vinyl classic, like broken cassette VHS kind of, just like dirty chorus and vibrato. That'd be really cool. But they don't have anything like that in their lineup as far as I'm aware. I posted in the Keeley group asking if they even have, or, in their previous lineup of discontinued pedals, if there was ever anything they did like that. And people keep pointing me in the direction of like the Mag Echo, which is essentially the delay side of the Caverns, because it does have a cool modulation in it, which I do use. I use the modulation when I'm using that pedal. Or the Sun Records, the Memphis Sun reverb has like a lo-fi reverb, but I think people are misunderstanding the sound I'm looking for, because I'm not looking for a time-based effect. I'm looking for a modulation, something like the Instant Lo-Fi Junkie, and I'm not looking for it because I already have this and I love this. But like, I'm just saying, if down the road they ever put one out, it would probably replace this. But
okay, I guess that's all we have for today.
I guess that's it. If anybody in Arizona, this is an odd thing to say. If any of our listeners and viewers, I know we have some in Arizona, if anybody knows where to get a chinchilla, let us know.
God. We're already determined that a chinchilla is not a good pet for a baby.
See, I thought you said you wanted it. Just like right before we started recording.
No, I was not saying that.
I thought you were saying that.
Obsessed with chinchillas.
Hold on.
No,
now I'm confused. Now I'm confused because I thought you were saying you still wanted it.
No, you say that you want a chinchilla, but you don't know anything about them. So I started looking on it, and it say that they are not a good companion for kids because they had a big they have a big temper.
Do they bite?
I don't know if they bite. What I read about chinchillas is that they are no good with kids because they don't like to be pet. That's what I told
that might
you.
not be okay. So never mind on the chinchilla.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, in that case, our backup option was a cat, which I think we're still on the fence about that.
But we have 2 dogs. You just want a pet.
No, you got all into this today. We drove around to a bunch of pet stores because you wanted
a chinchilla.
You wanted to look at one too, and you were super into it today.
No, I didn't want a chinchilla. Jesus Christ. I wanted the other ones that are like rats, but it's not a chinchilla.
The guinea pig? Or a hamster?
No, like a guinea pig.
Oh, well, yeah, those are easily available. I just don't know about guinea pigs either.
Anyway.
Yeah. I guess we'll talk to you guys later. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.